What do I regret about unschooling or my childhood? I'll tell you one thing that I definitely regret. I regret that I did not learn another language when I was younger, because I know it would have been a lot easier if I had learned Spanish when I was younger rather than trying to learn it now. I was, of course, offered the opportunity to learn Spanish as I was offered the opportunity to learn anything. My mom bought me some Spanish CDs and tapes and books and software for the computer. And I think I tried it for like a month or a few months or something, and I just wasn't interested in it, so I stopped. Now I speak Spanish. I taught myself 2 or 3 years ago when I was working at an office and I didn't have a lot to do during the day. I found some free online programs and taught myself. So what changed and why am I talking about this? Because if I had been in school and put in a foreign language program, I think the same thing would have happened. I would not have been interested because I just didn't care about learning another language at that point in my life. I would have not have been interested, and I would not have learned. I would not have learned another language. Most people I know that took Spanish or German or whatever in high school don't know any Spanish or German or whatever now because they weren't interested. They just had to learn it. So I think if I'd been in school, I would have been in the same situation, except maybe I wouldn't have had the gumption to teach myself when I did become interested. Um, and what made me decide to learn Spanish? What changed since I wasn't interested in it earlier? I traveled. I went to Greece and I loved it, and I knew that I wanted to go back to Europe. I researched other countries and decided Spain was definitely the place I wanted to go. And I knew I wanted to spend a long time there, and I didn't want to be a jerk, so I wanted to know Spanish when I went. And so I told myself if I could learn Spanish, then I would go to Spain. And so I taught myself Spanish, and now I love it. And I want to move to Spain. I had such a great time while I was there. I really hope that I can go there for at least a year and work more on my skills with the language. So a real life experience and a real need for learning the language is what finally got me to get up off my ass and actually learn Spanish. And now I remember it, and I work on it daily. And I buy books and I buy tapes and I take classes at a local school and I do online programs. There's a bunch of great free programs. There's one called Mango Languages that I started on. They charge for it now, but I started it when it was in beta and I got to use it for free. There's Live Mocha, which is a great community for learning languages. The BBC has some great tutorials for beginner Spanish. I bought some Michelle Thomas tapes, which are amazing. And I did all of this because I have the discipline and the desire to learn it because I was unschooled, because I've always had to teach myself, and so I know how best to teach myself. So that's something that I regret about unschooling, that I didn't have the gumption and the desire when I was younger to learn Spanish. But it's also something that I'm really thankful to unschooling for because it gave me the tools needed to teach myself Spanish later on in life.